Hello, and welcome back to AI application development using Azure and OpenAI. In this part, we're gonna finally upload or run this application from a container hosting platform. So what we have selected is to use Azure Container App, but you can choose any other container hosting environment like Azure Container Instances, Azure App Service, which also supports container, or Azure Kubernetes Services, definitely the platform. But just to run one single website, I don't think one needs a Kubernetes, right? It's mainly for microservices where you have multiple APIs available. But this is what we're gonna do and see how that experience looks like, so that everybody can access that website using a public URL. That's the ultimate goal. Okay. All right. So let's just dive into this Azure portal. All right. And then I'm gonna go to my resource group. Let me make this full screen. And then if I'm gonna go ahead and then say create, uh, here I'm say container apps. So I already have created. So I'll create a container apps. Now you need to remember a couple of things. We'll go and see one by one. So this is not the right thing. So this is the resource group, and here the container app name. So the app name say AI dev demo. Okay. And then it will be a container image. And Sweden Central. Do I have anything in East US? If I have anything, let's use that. Mm, so there is already container environment, apps environment. So apps environment is basically your hardware. So even if you don't, let's say if you don't have, you can always go ahead and create a new one. And it's fairly simple. So let me give you that experience if you do not have an app environment. So it basically give you the environment name, workload profile. So it's kind of like what is the kind of load in monitoring, networking, all this stuff, right? So what I'm going to do now, I'll go to the container apps, say cancel. I'll go back here and I choose the AI dev demo and I say next. I will choose the container. Now here, it is going to ask me to either whether I want to use a quick start image or I want to use a Azure container registry. Okay. So if I choose this subscription where I'm in, it will show me all the registry. So I'll pick up the registry where the container image is uploaded. It's going to go ahead and show me the list of container images and their different versions, tags. So right now I have only V1. If you have made changes, you should push it as a V2, and then you should go ahead and do that, right? Now you can see that it's going to go ahead and then say all these things are fine. So you can change the CPU and memory consumption. So do you need a 0.5 core CPU, 1 GB RAM? It's fine, like 0.25. That's all right. And then if I go ahead, if you need to pass the environment variable, you can pass it from here also. So you don't need to supply the file as part of the Docker build process because that's not safe. If anybody catches hold of the Docker images, they can actually um, get inside the Docker file and then get those information. Rather, you should dynamically pass them. Now, if I say ingress, that's where I need to enable it to make it publicly accessible. So it says accepting traffic from anywhere, uh, type HTTP, transport protocol is auto, and let me be just auto, and then target port is, this is where it's important. If you don't mention that, it's not going to work. So do you need a session affinity? Because if you have, let's say, increase the number of containers under the horizontal port kind of scheme, it's gonna stick to one container for the one user. So basically, if you are logged in and then if you come back, it'll go to the same. So it's not going to do a round robin. So if you are doing something like which requires session maintenance, so session affinity is part of that application development exercise where you need to have that. You can configure it. And then I just go ahead and say next, next, next. And it's going to go ahead and review it. It all looks fine, and I create it. So it's going to go ahead and take some time, build the container image in a container app environment. And as I said, container app environment is nothing but pool of resources created for you to deploy any container app. So you can have one container app environment and deploy multiple container apps over there, right? So it's like your shared pool of resources, but only available within your subscription. It's not accessible by any other person. So, and depending on the pricing tier you select, you can protect it. So if you go higher, like premium, or and then it's basically going to go ahead and get you that. So go to resources, and if I may go ahead and see the URL here, click on that. If everything is fine, they should show my the same website which I built. Seems like it is. And let me just wait for a moment and customer information. And you can see that this is a public URL. All right. If I say organization name, Tata, it is working. So Tata Group is a renowned industrial organization, and you can see that it's showing up in this list. Fantastic. So thank you very much, and I will come back next how you make changes into an existing container and push it back with the changes. So that is the last part of our demo.